complementary info on charts, right? So let's remove the other stuff so that we focus on one, right? So complementary info, what do we have? Patterns. You click on this one, this button called patterns. So, and most of the stock patterns that are there, right, will be over here. So it is making higher high, higher lows, some of the points which are mentioned here, right? So if you see that there's a bottom trend line is there, higher high, higher lows. Not sure why it is showing higher high, higher lows. Doesn't really appear to be higher high, higher lows. All right, let's move to right. Okay, okay, this is where it is, right? It is showing high, it's making higher high, higher lows, and the points are mentioned out here, right? August, July, right? From 15 June onwards, right? So from 15 June onwards, roughly around this period, it's making higher high, higher lows, higher high, higher lows, right? So you get some sort of commentary out here. Look at the chart patterns below. So that's one complementary info. The second one is fib. I'll again go back to the fibs, right? Drawing fib, click here. This is one of the, let's say this is one of the top, this is one of the bottom. All the informations are here. You'll see that fib details are mentioned out here, right? So that's another complementary info, right? Okay, on the fib, right? Let me also mention here, right? That will be best if I remove the other stuff. One of the things that you can do is basically a full. So what we draw is basically from the points that you have taken to the end. You can go to full lines, the entire lines, or you can say that fit all lines. Of course, it's not so important. Here, you can get extensions, right? So all the extensions are here. You can go to projections. The projection comes here. Now, obviously, the extension and projections are a lot more. So if you want to fit all the lines, now you'll see that fit all the lines, right? It goes all the way to 361% extension and 261% right? Projection and extensions, right? So, so of course, the chart doesn't look ugly, but for those who understand it well, it may mean a lot of things to them. Fit all the lines, then you'll see all those things, right? Pretty cluttered chart. Not for everybody. It's for the guys who deal with fibs a lot. Right? Remove fib. So there we are. View fundamental data. Now, this is something which we are working a lot more in the coming days. Now, there are not too many systems, right, which will give you technical and fundamental view together. We try to give that. So if you look at the fundamental data, for example, if you are looking at something like net income, right? Click on net income. Sorry, net income is not there. Click on income before tax. So what it will show you is, it says that field data charts is best viewed in quarterly charts, right? So if you see in the period that we have, right, there's hardly any data here. And obviously there will be never any data because we are into Bank Nifty. It doesn't give financial statement. Reliance Industries. Click on Reliance Industry. So there was only one quarterly data which was available here, right? And if you're looking at 1 year chart, oh sorry, one annual data which was there, right? Which was there in the chart. So obviously you'll not see too many things. So for that, you need to do is you go back to maybe a quarterly tick. Go to quarterly tick, increase the period, let's say to maybe 5 years. So that's where you'll see that, you know, how this particular profit before tax and how the stocks are moving together. Increase it to a larger period, maybe to 20 years. Right? So that's how you'll see that, you know, how the stock price and the PBT is moving together. Can you add more? Yes, obviously. Let's say you want to add total assets. Okay. So total assets comes here. Right? So you see both technical and fundamental in one single chart. The values are coming down here. It will tell you what the growth is: 1 year growth, 3 year, 5 year, 10 year growth. right? We are trying to revamp this into a better approach. We are working on how this can be done, right? But in the meantime, you can use what is there, right? So both technical and fundamental together. Let's say you want to draw a 200-day moving average. Okay, there's not 200 moving average because we don't have 200 quarters available here. Maybe we change it to 200 quarters is a bad period, right? 200. Let's draw something which is a shorter moving average, maybe let's say 10 days. The 10, not 10 days here is 10 quarter, right? 10 quarter moving average because we have taken quarterly chart. Right? So this is how you'll see technicals, fundamentals together, the values, what we mentioned, right? So the complementary funda data and the complementary views. All right, what else we have is, I think we have a pivot point also. Pivot point not very great. You can just get the last pivot point. So when you click on the pivot point, all the standard indicators appear down here. Right? R1, R2, R3, S1, S2, S3. What we have additional is, okay, right? So that pretty much covers some of the basic things that we have in the chart. Did we cover? No, I think we did cover in a very brief, but let's go into little more details. Let's remove the fundamentals out here, right? So what we have seen is quarterly chart. Similarly, you can go to look at weekly charts. Let's remove the fibs also. Let's remove the fib. So this is how you see weekly charts. Change it to monthly charts. Change it to 2 hours chart. Change it to 5 minutes chart. It's too longer period. So let's change it to maybe 1 day. 1 day chart for 5 minutes with 10 SMA goes like this. Add more indicator, let's say RSI. So this is how you can use the text. So we have covered this, we have covered this, we have covered the period, settings, stocks, patterns, save, compare, some of the standard stuffs we have covered here. Right? Great. So going to the next one, which is chart and screeners. All right. So we go here. Let's go into one of the technical screeners. Somebody mentioned what super trend. So let's go to super trend. Right, super trend. Where is super trend? Super trend. When you go here, right? So these are the stocks which are above super trend on any of the tick that you are entering. So this is EOD tick. When you click here, so this is another view where you can see the charts. You can change, adjust height, width, move, so that you can see records below. You can see records results below as well as chart together if you have a bigger screen. If you don't have such a big screen, what you can do is you can do full screen and the search results, right? Which is where the price is below super trend. So you can see the screener results right here, right? So this is another view where you can see the screener as well as charts, right? Navigate screener results in the charts is what I just explained to you. Pattern points highlighted. The second one which we would like to do here is basically we'll go to chart patterns. Let's go to one of the interesting and very complex one, which is reverse head and shoulder. Again, a very good one. Anybody who wants to get not so familiar with the patterns, this is one of the pattern which gives pretty good results. We go to long term. We go to reverse head and shoulder. Okay. Okay, we find Wakhat, only one stock, maybe medium term. Medium term, we find quite a few, right? So Hindustan Petroleum, if you see, these are reverse head and shoulder. Right? After this pattern, it's a very strong bullish reversal pattern. Right? So this is how we highlight the point. We do mention out here also what are the shoulders and heads, but there one of the very good pattern, right? Which a lot of people have benefited out of it. We look at the other stocks, again reverse head and shoulder, pretty much like textbook, right? Right, reverse head and shoulder. So feel free to play with the system. The point which we wanted to highlight is the points that we draw along with them, right? And navigating in the chart. That's the second one. Third is set chart in equity customization. Now, apart from the screener, what you can do is you can go to equity of your choice. Right? You go to customize view. Now, this view is fully customizable. Anybody who has attended our previous session would be familiar with this. Now, what this is, basically, you can have your landing page. In your landing page, let's say you want to have technical chart, right? You are a technical analyst. So what you can do is just go here and remove the stuff from here. Tab. So if you see, there are multiple tabs out here. What we have done is we have made it to a single tab. Right? Now, in this single tab, what we want is basically the charts. So technical charts. Move the chart out here. Right? So the charts are available here. So you can customize the page you want, right? So you can have all your views together. These are the trend strength, financial strength, the key fundamental, key technical. You can have charts right there, right? So there are quite a few things which you can do here. View technical charts from equity analysis. So let's go and look at one of the pre-created view. Go to technical strength. So these are some of the technical strength. You can always go over what also you can add or all technicals. Right? We have added all the key technicals. The trend strength is here. Right? Hindustan Petroleum is not as bullish as some of the other stocks. Right? It's pretty neutral. It's just around 50% of the stocks. You have these many technicals. Brief commentaries out here. You feel that you need to look more at maybe ultimate oscillator. Click on ultimate oscillator. You have ultimate oscillator down here. Right? So from equity view also you have the chart, right? So that's where I mentioned a while back is basically our chart was more of a complementary thing rather than a standalone system. That's why you see the chart is much more easy to adapt and point to any place, whether at the bottom of the page or as a pop-up or other places, right? Or the screeners, so many places. So the idea, and it'll gradually better when it becomes more like a standalone stuff. Financial charts, I think we covered in brief, but I'll cover to complete the session. Financials, you go to financial ratios. The financial ratios are here, right? Look at the chart. Let's say you're looking at price by this, or maybe I'll take it to some more interesting one. All right. Let's see debt to equity. Debt to equity, right? So if you see debt to equity of HPCL, so this is where it was. It was pretty high debts, maybe I think about 8 years back. But now see the debt is much better. It's pretty much under control, right? So similarly, you can view the other ones. This is what account receivable days and so on and so forth, right? I don't want to go too deep into this. ROE, ROA, all these things are here. Financial technical chart with fundamentals, I think we covered. Bar charts, you see both bar as well as line charts. Bar chart covers limited set of records because too many points in bar chart looks ugly or difficult to read. So we have about 8 to 9 ticks over here. If you want to look at a longer duration, like this one is from March 2004 all the way to 2022, a longer view, line charts. Quarterly tick, we have seen that, right? Then other charts we have is simple charts. Simple charts is where you find simple charts. So basically, not everybody feels comfortable with a chart. So let's go to general information. The basic information is here as well as some highlights. The charts are here, right? You can change the period that you are interested in. If you want to have interactive charts here, then you can always go and have the interactive charts also. Pie charts, we have seen that in portfolio. We have seen that in a while back. Bar charts we have seen, right? So that pretty much covers what we wanted to cover in charts. We have tutorials at topstockresearch.com wherein you can go through the stuff. Thanks for showing your patience to be there till end of the time.